All right. Hello. I don't know if anyone's gonna see this, but I am the DM now.
Yes,
You may know me as Duskwalker, but today I am DM Enkou,
Yep.
and we will be running a solo player session with Jake, former GM, as Wraith.
Yeah.
Tell us about Wraith.
Wraith. Well, his street handle is Wraith. His official name, not one that he goes by anymore, is James McConnell. He is. Let me pull up Roll20 here. He is originally military special forces, hired by a megacorp called Seder Krupp, and he fought in the Desert Wars, which is basically like it's basically like if war was a televised sport.
Very excited.
He grouped up with a mercenary company known as the Warhawks, and during his tour in the Desert Wars, he was doing some reconnaissance with a friend of his, and his friend found a landmine, and they thought, well, shit. We either defuse said mine or we die. And Wraith worked on said mine, was pretty sure that he defused it, and he did not. So he's packing quite a bit of cyberware. His entire left arm is cybernetic, as well as his voice box and some other stuff on his face.
Poor Wraith is an adept.
Yes, Wraith is
significant essence hit there.
Yeah, Wraith was a body adept, still is. Body adepts, for anyone that's not super familiar with Shadowrun, are magic users that enhance their own like physical bodies and capabilities. So I can't like throw spells or anything, but I can, run up a wall if I need to.
Like superhuman monks in most martial arts kind of thing.
Yeah, think like it is Shadowrun, so think every like 80s through early 2000s corny kung fu movie that you've ever seen. There's a good chance there's an adept power for it.
Yeah.
But yeah. And this is the closest picture I could get to how I envisioned Wraith looking. So.
Yeah. Right. So we are doing this session ahead of a full group mini campaign, probably no more than 6 or so sessions, and this is mostly for fun, kind of get back into the system, and, I guess some character development. Because Wraith, well, he is part of the Warhawks, has stayed behind in Seattle while the rest of the team has gone off to somewhere. That information isn't public, so sorry. But he stayed behind. He's looking into a bit of a rumor mill that started around the Ares Macro Technology Corporation, one of the Big Ten, very influential, primarily arms provider throughout the global scene.
Ares does like space stuff too, right?
Yes, they have space programs. They own GM. They do, all sorts of stuff. And a lot of that ends up being, aircraft, tanks, whatever. But, General Motors, why not? They can do, and they're big. They're really big. So, when they start doing anything, lots of people have their eye on that. And recently, last, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, they've been acquiring tech specialists, any matrix related specialists, lots of engineers, professional cyber doctors, all sorts of stuff in that realm. And their acquisitions aren't always entirely legal, but you couldn't prove they're illegal.
Yeah, is gonna say, but if the corpse want it to pass, it'll pass.
Yes, their wishes are, well,
Yeah. Quite
they'll happen.
obtainable.
Mm-hmm. So, so
I just gotta look
we're
at my
starting.
contacts.
It is currently late October of 2076, and Wraith has been on his own hunting for information for about a week or so now, and it's mostly been trying to get information through your primary fixer contact, Acheron, the similarly garbed yet far more mysterious to most people fixer, who has contacted you on this day, a day in which it has begun to snow.
Yeah, I was just
Unusual for
I was just
Seattle.
about to ask. I know we were planning on hearing a little bit about our setting of Seattle in
Yes.
2076 October. I was just about to ask, what's the weather like? Has it started
Today? It's just started snowing today, early this morning. There's snow, which that's generated quite a bit of buzz on its own.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's making that old crappy cyber arm of mine act up real nice. Okay.
But yes, Acheron has on your special pager type device. It's a bit more high tech, futuristic than a pager, but same function, just as inconspicuous.
He just pinged me on one of my burner comms, probably, or
Yeah,
okay.
something.
Well, let's see.
It's no words. It's just like, I mean, it's got like a location and a time, which would be later tonight.
Okay.
We're at about like noonish today.
Okay. Let's see. I've only got 2 loyalty with him. I probably wouldn't have him on my main comm link then. All right. Well, if it's like noon-ish, where is the location for us to meet?
Location will be at a. Let's see. What is a pretty good hideout, or hangout rather, not a hideout. Just like central downtown. Just one of the.
Okay.
I don't know, like.
So somewhere
hole in the wall, like bar.
Yeah, but it's somewhere. I guess I should say civilized. So
yes, civilized.
I don't need to particularly go strapped, as it were. It's not like we're meeting out in the Barrens.
No. Where does Wraith typically stay? Actually,
I think. Let's see. He's medium lifestyle. So he probably lives like the south area of Belouve, maybe slightly into Renton would be. He's probably got like a probably it's medium lifestyle, so probably like actually a house.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 1-car garage attached to it.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Bellevue's a pretty nice area, even if you're not in the rich parts.
Yeah, yeah. It's at least not a go gang infested desert.
Nope. That it is not.
Okay. Then if it's in downtown, I do have my bike. How badly, like, it's snowing? Is it like, oh, it's just starting to snow, or is it like I wake up and look outside and I'm like, holy shit, it's coming down?
Well, yeah. So when it started, reports have it as when it started, it was like, oh, hey, snow, that's cool. And by about this time, it's like it's coming down and everything's white. It's not particularly deep, but it's white out there.
Okay.
It's
fine. So it's like nothing. It's probably not crazy enough to halt the city.
No, most people are not paying it much mind. It's not really clogging up roads or anything currently. It's just a surprise.
Yeah, definitely a surprise in October.
Yeah, October in Seattle.
Well,
at least it's not acid rain.
Yeah, right. I'll with the pager, basically just ping back, probably just copy.
Okay. Just let him know.
Yeah, just let him know that I at least saw it.
Good.
And let's see. I'm trying to think. If it's like evening, that's the meet time. I mean, it shouldn't take me too long to get up to downtown. In theory. Hopefully. Especially
keep an eye on that weather forecast.
Yeah, I don't. It's gonna depend. I mean, I do have the. I think I've got the decent off-road bike. I think this is what the Growler was.
I think so.
Okay, then I will. Well, I guess probably turn on the weather forecast. Turn on the news.
All right.
If it's looking like it's starting to come down and it could get worse, I might think about moving up that direction before it gets worse.
All right. So yeah, weather forecast. Well, you've got a nice view of your weather forecast, clouds and all that, and they are pretty heavily concentrated over much of Seattle and its like outlying, like the Reamer Islands and the other territories, the Salish territories over to the east. It's like a big cloud. It's notably centralized just in this region. Yeah, lots of just mostly reports on flights being delayed, traffic warnings up by Everett particularly. I mean, I say the grid is pretty much non-functional in Redmond currently. Not that anyone really cares to begin with.
Yeah, not that the grid is particularly not fritzy in Redmond as it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just not working right now. So
that's not news.
no, not news. It's more of like, yeah. So people can't go through there. So traffic on these other routes has picked up. It's like, okay. Yeah, they are predicting at its current rate, it's likely that it will get worse, but they don't expect it to last much longer than tonight at most.
Okay. Then I will. Oh God, what? I mean, I don't want to say he'd just kind of sit on his hands and hang around at home until it was time to go, but like, he might. Yeah, I mean, I don't really feel any particular desire to go wandering around in the snow in Seattle.
Yeah.
So I'll probably wait at my place until I'll give it like maybe, I don't know, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before the meet. Then get ready to go then.
Okay.
So, go about the house, clean my equipment, probably do whatever prayer I would typically do, or what's the word I'm looking for? What the hell? My computer is making a funny sound.
I heard it, actually.
Yeah.
Huh.
What is going on with that? Interesting. I'd probably do stuff like do my typical routine for my rituals, my mentor spirit for the day. And
yeah, what's that like? Because you follow Wolf, right?
yeah, I follow Wolf, so I'm trying to figure out what the hell my computer is freaking out over. I don't know. That's interesting. Pardon, that might just be making noise while we're doing this. Wolf, it would probably be like typical like acknowledgement and prayer. I probably have a talisman associated with it because it is a mentor spirit.
Yeah.
And there's probably some. I would see him being very like meditative about it. So, saying a prayer, doing a certain amount of like meditation, devoting it to the spirit. Probably does it, tries to do it every day. If you skip a day, you get in deep. Maybe, you fudge it and do it every 2 days. But it something he tries to stay on track with because mentor spirits are a big deal. So.
Yeah. All right. All right. So. Let's see. Why don't you want high or low?
Low.
Low, okay. Alright. So when you are getting ready to head out after so many hours, yeah, traffic's a little slow, but yeah, the snow, it's coming down steadily, but not like it's not storm. It's consistent snowfall. Trip takes a little bit longer, but ultimately it goes all right.
All right. Park the bike fairly close, and then head out.
Yeah, probably a lot. But...
Yeah. Lot or parking garage or wherever you can park in downtown, and then bundle up and head over.
right.
I would probably still be wearing.
He probably wouldn't take the mask full blown into downtown. So
Wearing something to cover your face won't draw too much attention right now.
yeah, so actually, that's a good point. It's cold as hell and it's snowing, so maybe he would wear the full mask and everything.
Yeah. It's probably down in like the 20s right now.
Yeah. Then I'll bundle up with the whole kit. I'll bring the as far as my gear, my knife, my boot knife, and then I'll bring my handgun in my hidden compartment in the cyberarm. But I'll leave all the big toys at home.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this place, it's in central downtown, but it's not, like, you'd be familiar with it. You've met Aphor here before. It's kind of just, it's about as seedy as you'll get in somewhere this populated downtown.
Yeah.
So low security, they'll, like, give you a quick pat down, but, I mean...
Are we looking at, like nightclub or like what? Pardon, I'm doing emergency doctor on my PC to figure out why it is screaming in pain.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like it's more like a bar. Yeah, like just it's kind of rough and tumble bar, inner city bar.
Okay, I think I fixed it. I'm gonna leave my side cover off.
Can you hear it still?
No.
Okay, good. I'm sorry about that. I have no idea why it was doing that, and I'm gonna have to look at that after we're done.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like not full blown like club, but like bar.
No. Bar. They have like a stage where the bands will come and play, but it's mostly like a hangout. Like you go there.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of gangers there, but it's kind of a sanctuary of sorts.
Okay.
You're not gonna find too many.
So like bar might catch a
it's
game
kind
of
of
motorized polo or something on the telly.
Yeah. Got some billiards.
All right.
Future billiards.
Yeah, 4-dimensional billiards. Got it.
Yeah.
I left fairly early. Am I on time or am I early?
You are on time.
Okay. Then I will, if the bouncer clears me, I will head in and look for Aphor.
So you shouldn't have any problem getting in. Nope, they don't find anything suspicious on you. So
Excellent.
you can go right on in. The little thing I did, I have a bunch of these small towels, so I put one down to roll dice on, so it's not a cascade in everyone's ears.
True. Yeah. I'll probably use the full blown roller on roll 20, just because it's easy with the character sheets and easy for you.
Yes.
I
mean, I trust you, but
yeah,
gotta play fair.
How busy does it look?
Busy. Not as busy as usual. Just kind of people don't really want to go out in the cold, but the people who are out are, living it up like it's just another day, because it is. It's just cold.
Yep. All right. Do I see Aphor?
Yeah, they're not too hard to spot.
Yeah.
They're just they're bundled up as usual. Mask, everything. One thing to note about Aphron is you don't actually know. You can make a fair guess that they're either a human or an elf based on their height.
Okay.
They're not too tall and they're definitely not too short. But other than that, it's hard to tell because their voice modulator is very nice. Really nice, in fact. They can sound as if they're speaking with a normal voice, and you would think it was their normal voice, except for the part where they like to switch between voices mid-conversation.
Okay, so the
They're just quirky.
nice counterpart of Wraith's cyborg.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes Aphron will take the more robotic tone. There doesn't seem to be any discernible pattern behind it. They just change. Maybe it's a fault in the system. Maybe they're just quirky like that.
Okay.
But yeah, they're sitting around there, swirling a glass of something clear
Then
at a table. Just a booth. It's a booth. They're at a booth, just kind of off to the side, away from the stage and everything.
Wraith will. I'll go up to the bar and. He's a Brit. Order. I don't know. A pint of something amber. And then
Good choice.
head over to the booth and slide in across from Aphron. The only big mannerism that I would note for Wraith is unless he really needs to, he desperately tries not to use the cyber arm whenever he can. Most of the time leaves it crooked up, you know how you would leave your forearm up against your chest.
Right.
And he usually leaves it covered, so unless he really needs to, it kind of looks like he only has one arm, because that's kind of how he treats it unless he really has to.
Got it.
So
Alright, so yeah, you slide in. Fron tilts their head up to acknowledge you. It's like, glad you could make it. It's quite the bit of weather we have today.
Yeah, it's really coming down out there.
Indeed. Maybe fitting for the bit of information I've got for you, a job even, since you were very keen on people like this. As you know, Ares has been headhunting lately. One of their recent acquisitions is a former scientist of Seder Krupp. Thought you might be interested in him because he had quite a bit of influence when it came to the Desert Wars.
Might already have him pegged if you can give me a name.
His name is Dr. Jorgen Adler.
Jorgen Adler. Okay.
He arrived in Seattle recently. Flight before these, today, before this winter storm started. He's well known in his field as a expert on cyberware. Makes him very important, or was very important for the Desert Wars, as you know. Lots of people were needing cyberware after partaking.
You'd probably get a but no. Nothing beyond that. Try not to acknowledge that.
That's fair. Right. So he's working for Ares now. He's They're working on something big. Don't know what. Obviously, it has something to do with all of the important people they're picking up, especially someone like Dr. Adler, who wouldn't leave Seder Krupp without good cause.
Mm.
Now, well, somebody wants him dead. And if it can be helped to find whatever information on what he's been working on, it's a secondary objective. The important part is that he dies.
Fair enough. What's the price tag look like?
For someone of his renown, 30,000 with premium offerings on any valuable pay data.
Is data exclusive, or can I save a copy myself?
I believe a copy would be acceptable.
Okay. Perfect.
Any kind of time restraint?
Time restraints. Well, the good doctor won't be leaving Seattle for the foreseeable future, so no, not currently. The only real restriction is that he's going to be heavily guarded in most circumstances. I have a data chip here with some information on known openings, but they're slim. You might have to do a bit of footwork yourself, and given the weather, who knows?
Each trudging through sand. Slide it over.
Yeah, it's sand. Anyway,
Let me...
they slide over data chip with all the relevant information.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm just looking in my cyberware to see... No, I don't. I didn't know if I had a data jack or not that I could just plug right in, but I've got my comm link, so I'll pocket it. I won't go through it right now. It's a little rude. I'll grab it. Probably finish my drink, and then I don't know.
Should I contact you once it's done?
Yes, through the usual channels.
Alright, I'll be in touch. Stay
Good
warm.
luck.
And then just slide out and take my leave. I ain't that buddy with him yet, so.
Nah. Right, so when you step out, it's gotten colder. The snow's gotten heavier.
Okay. Pull my hood up all the way around, probably adjust something to cover my neck. Start trudging back towards the bike.
Yeah, heading back slower than it was to get here. The grid is having difficulty.
If
In some-
if it at all seems fritzy, he'd switch to manual
Yeah,
Like,
you're probably
almo-
gonna need to.
almost immediately.
Yeah,
He wouldn't fuck with
snow is a lot of noise.
it. Yeah.
Um,
I'd. What time is it? Well, we're done.
By the time you finish and get out, probably about 8, just a bit past 8.
If it's gonna be slower, getting down to Belut, that probably puts me getting back home at least at 9. Is my guess.
That's a safe bet.
Well, if I'm gonna do anything, I'll need to gear up anyway. So he'd make this slow trek back down towards
There's
Renton.
not too much worry about ice since the roads haven't been cleared off much yet. A lot of snow, but
Yeah.
you know, lots of people who are. There's a lot of cars just pulling over because without the grid, there's people just don't know how to drive.
Yes. Yeah. Some people, if they're young enough, just it's they've never had to drive on their own.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, Bellevue. I mean, it's once you get in there, it's it's safe at least.
Well, that's
The roads
good.
are nice and wide, and we'll know how to clear out.
All right. Is it's looking like it's sticking now, right?
But yeah, it's gonna last through the night. If you want to check weather broadcast, they're they're warning people like, yeah, this might stick throughout like the next couple days. Just be wary, stay warm.
Okay. All right. Yeah, then just take it slow and get home. Probably wouldn't want to be going too fast anyway, because, well, it'll be colder the faster I'm going.
That's true.
And make sure to pull the bike into the garage so I don't, lose it in a snowdrift or some ridiculous nonsense if it keeps going down.
Yeah.
Once I get back to the house.
Annoying. Yeah. So, when you're inside, I imagine you'll want to check the
Yes.
data. All right.
Yes, I will start poring
see.
over that.
Yeah, so it's got a little dossier on the doctor. He's from what corporate files they have on him, he ran quite a few operations regarding events around the Desert Wars. Often the payment would be he'd give them cyberware, which many runners reported that they were treated more like test subjects than patients, and given stuff that didn't always quite work. So he made a lot of use of that. He wasn't directly involved with most of the teams, so he could have had anybody working for him and they wouldn't know. But all the tech they got came from him at the end of the day. It's not known why he left Saderkrupp, or when even, because he kind of falls under the radar about 5 or so years back and has only recently resurfaced with his acquisition by Ares. All current evidence suggests it was a voluntary
Transition. Okay.
They don't have a location for, like, a specific location for where he's currently working. They have a general area on the route that he likely takes, but they do know the condo building he resides at. It's in Bellevue. It's up near. It's in Eastland, Bellevue, right on the beach.
Okay. So like, probably
It's
here,
kind of.
somewhere. I think, right? It's Eastland, I think.
Let's see. Just using a different map to find that. I think it's more like near Council Islands, just a bit north of that.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think it's around here.
Yeah. All right.
I'll have to check again, but yeah, there's that Google Maps thing for Seattle. I was looking at that. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
it's just Seattle, and they like tag Shadowrun stuff over it. It's like, yeah, why not? So yeah, he's over there. They don't know the building number, or they know the building, but not the room number, condo number, whatever.
Yeah. No floor or room number or anything, but a building at least.
No. Yeah, building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I would do would be to copy the info. So I have a extra copy other than the data stick.
Right.
And I'd shoot that info probably at Oracle.
Okay.
Just as a kind of heads up for everybody else. Like, hey, got a job, this name brought up, bullet point list is summarizing what's there so they don't have to go through everything. I won't send any of the like where he currently is information, but all the background stuff just to like.
There's a picture of him too. That's right. He's like just kind of older dude. He's got a.
Okay, is he a human?
Yes.
Okay. I'd send that over to just like a. Can we cross-reference any of this with stuff that the company has? And if so, what do we have on him? If not, start a file, basically.
Okay.
Because if he was doing this and he was Seder Krupp, might have had something to do with us in the past. So, better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
There's like a general like estimated travel route, right?
Yes. Because Aphron manages their own kind of network of people like Wraith.
Yeah.
So they get plenty of information, and they had people watching. Anyone new they're recruiting in because they're trying to find, like, this is stuff Aphron would have shared at some point. Like, yeah, we're trying to locate where Ares is doing this because they're doing something big. We don't know what, and everyone's a little worried about that because it's Ares, and when they do big things, well, it goes either really great or really poorly. There's no in between with them.
Yeah. Does this condo look like where he's working or where he's staying while he's working somewhere else in Seattle?
The latter. He seems to be staying there and working elsewhere.
Working, who the fuck knows where?
Right.
Okay.
Because like you can follow the cars. It's multiple cars, sort of like a mini convoy of cars, and then he goes one place, and then just kind of, he gets out of the car, and it's a lot harder to get through the security of the buildings he's going through because it's big Ares stuff,
Yeah. Big
and
corporate
they don't always
areas.
go to the same place.
Okay.
Because Ares does have their main like office building in Bellevue. And he's not too far from there. And sometimes he'll go there. Sometimes he'll go into downtown. They believe it's more towards Tacoma area, like the docks there. But yeah, they're not too sure exactly where he
All right.
goes. He has been seen just taking little trips out, to go out to eat or public events. Again, with security, but it seems like his home or a public outing would be the best options.
How is security looking? Is it like official Ares, like task force kind of security, or is it like these are
Knight
like
errant.
it's Knight Errant? Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Of course. Okie dokie. Then I would start after I go through the data stick. I'd start looking. Oh, pardon me. I'd start looking in the basically like the block surrounding this building, seeing if there's any other like buildings to work with that if I am kind of a marksman, so I could maybe get a good view of like all the rooms in the building, or just any like good vantage points where I could, if I found out what room he was in, I could watch from.
There are definitely other buildings around because it's sort of the corporate run residential area. A lot of people who are in the good graces and high payrolls live. It's not all corporate managed, so
then I would
you'd have to break in to get to like another building, but the security on some of the other buildings around, like office
would
stuff,
probably be way less.
yes, it'd be much easier.
Then I start looking for buildings like that. Anything, preferably if something has roof access where I wouldn't have to break in and I can just, fire escape it and go up. Just anything that would give me good view of the building so I could like stake it out if need be, to see maybe exactly where he is in the building.
Okay, well, finding a good viewpoint won't be too difficult. This is a highly urbanized area.
Okay.
Climbing up fire escapes and stuff like that, definitely doable. There is the added benefit of it's really fucking cold out. There's not a lot of people wandering around outside right now.
Yeah. Then I'd probably be I don't know, using some online resource or cold simming it or something to look around that area of town. I don't want to be walking out there either. Currently, it's cold as hell.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, I'd start with that, and then
yeah, there is a real close by. There's a similarly tall residential building, but several of the floors have been shut down due to renovations.
Okay, that works. I'd also start looking through like the other places that he's been seen going to.
Okay.
Is there any? Are there any in particular that are visited more out of the group?
Well, aside from work, his public outings, he tends to visit some of the nicer European restaurants throughout Bellevue.
Okay.
Um,
Is there any discernible pattern for the work trips? Like, is there like one area of town that he goes to like way more than the other ones, or is it just kind of everywhere?
um, the most commonly noted direction would be over towards Snohomish, but where exactly in there, it's hard to tell because there's a lot. Like that route in particular is the most sketchy because they change cars and everything. Like, you know, every discernible tactic for throwing someone off their trail. It's all put to work that way. They only know it's that direction. So the easier ones are, well, like the Ares building, the main office building in Bellevue.
Yeah,
There
fuck
appears
that.
to be you know, the places down in like by Tacoma Docks.
Okay.
They're all visited. Well, the main office building not so regularly, but like the other places, yeah. The one
Okay.
going up towards Snohomish is the most, probably the more common of all the routes. If you could keep up, maybe, who knows?
Is there a discernible time, or is it just like
The time is pretty set. Yeah, it's like 7 in the morning.
okay? So
He
it's
leaves.
typical, like we're going to work kind of hours.
Yes,
Okay.
but the days are random. It's more days out of the week than not, but which ones can vary. There are sometimes emergency, like he leaves, he's gone. Just like, oh shit, gotta go now. And he doesn't always come back at the same time.
All right. So, best bet then is probably the apartment, or well, he's at dinner. But even then, I'd have to watch the apartment to see when he went. Okay. Okay, then.
Also, there's a fair warning that he's more than likely augmented with some sort of wear.
Yeah, cyber. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
He is not awakened.
That's
as far as
that's good.
I mean, yeah, you would know because he'd need a license for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is not awakened, but he is borderline a genius, so that might be just as bad.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Then. Well. Shite. Then after going through all that, I'd probably start start putting together like a stakeout kit. So stuff to keep myself warm, obviously, extra socks and whatnot, clothes, anything, if I'm going to be sitting out there. Probably grab my rucksack, get some like a thermos full of something hot, probably like soy calf or something.
Yeah.
Typical, like, well, there's a good chance I'll be sitting in snow for the next couple hours, so let's get prepared. I will also grab the where is it? Equipment. I'm stupid. I should probably grab all of the goodies as well if I'm gonna go do this, because who knows what the hell's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, grab the case that the Ares desert is in and whatnot. And start getting packed.
Gonna assassinate an Ares scientist with an Ares weapon.
I mean, hey, you can't beat them, join them. They make good products. Yeah. Get full kit going.
Yeah. If there's any like other miscellaneous like just survival gear you need, we'll just include that as part of the lifestyle costs, which
Okay,
as you
fair enough.
remember was 20% more expensive.
Yeah, because of the what we're heading into weather-wise. That's fair. Then he typically leaves around 7 in the mornings, usually.
Yeah.
And it was like 9 when I got back, which probably means it's getting kind of late. All right, yeah, get everything, set up. Put the pack on the bike, things like that. I don't know what time I would probably be getting out of my place. It would depend on, I guess, how big that data stick was to go through.
It probably would have taken an hour or so to get through.
Okay, hour or so to
Little over
get
an
through.
hour.
Probably about the same amount of time to get packed and ready to go. So, probably looking at like 11:30 or somewhat. I'll. Well, I mean, if he's leaving, I don't necessarily have to know where he is inside the building if I just wait for him to go to work in the morning and bop him when he goes into the lobby. Yeah, alright. Then I'll make sure everything's packed and ready to go, and then I will actually set an alarm for myself for probably, we'll say 4 to be safe. And then I'm gonna actually get some damn shut-eye before I go out to go do this, because who knows how long it will be before I get to come back home.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you do wake up,
I'm guessing
it was already white outside everywhere.
and it's
Now you're looking at probably about just under a foot of snow outside.
alrighty.
And, it's certainly storming now. Heavy winds, hard to see, all that good stuff. It is a full blizzard.
Well, dare I say it, almost perfect. I'll have to wait for a break in the wind if I'm going to shoot him with the rifle, but I can at least head that direction. Said almost a foot of snow.
Yeah.
Bike is not going to be an option then.
No, you might have to clear out your driveway.
Well, then instead, he's ex-military. Put that pack on and bundle up nice and warm and head out.
Oh boy.
I don't really have much of an option. I'd prefer to get this done sooner rather than, I don't know. My worry is that if it gets worse, they'll move him somewhere else to not have to transport him constantly.
All right.
That's my thought process currently. So, shit. Yeah. Screw it. I guess we go for it. I mean,
Hoofing it through the snow. All right.
hoofing it. It won't be nearly as bad. One of the wonderful things about being an adept is that I've got some things to help me with this.
Yes. You
So,
go ahead and explain, I guess.
yeah. So one of my adept powers that Wraith has is called Traceless Walk. So, the description for it being, you can move over surfaces, even snow, sand, or thin paper, without leaving visible traces. You make no noise through contact with the floor, though movement may still cause other sounds. I don't trip ground vibrations or pressure sensors, things like that. I can't walk across, obviously, like, liquids, because...
That is a different power.
Yeah, that is a different power. But if anyone's seen Lord of the Rings, basically it's like Legolas. Wraith can kind of...
He can walk across snow like it's nothing.
Yeah,
He won't sink. That foot of snow, he could just walk on like it's the regular ground itself.
Basically, yeah.
Still cold as balls. And windy.
Yeah, but that should
Not as bad.
Yeah, should keep me from getting soaking wet in the cold and windy. And it takes a lot of effort to cut a trail through snow like that, so...
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
I've also got, if I recall, some...
Still, you have quite a trek. Probably about 4 miles.
Yeah. I do have some... I bring the chameleon suit with me, mainly because it has some... it's got thermal dampening, which...
That'll be useful.
Yeah, will be very useful, and probably assist also in... Because chameleon suits are kind of like wetsuits, that's how they're described, I'm hoping that will help a little bit with the keeping heat. And then, just layer up,
Layer up. Alright.
Heavy-duty clothes, warm stuff, and then leather duster over that. Try to help break the wind.
So for that, I'll say you do get some protection from the cold, but that will cost you some dice for dex-based activities.
Okay.
Just because it's hard to move and all that. Harder to move. the specifics on the penalty. I think that'll depend on what action it is. It won't interfere as much while shooting a gun as much as it would while sprinting.
Sounds fair to me.
Yeah. In lieu of having cold resistance gear, this will do.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. You will need to roll something though, because 4 miles in this weather.
Yes.
That's rough. That's rough.
It is.
So what is the best thing to roll? Because it's not like there's saving throws or something. Could just do body times 2.
Body times 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
See how you fare. Just,
Body times 2.
my threshold test.
Physical. I'm assuming limit being my physical limit.
Yes.
Okay. 3 successes.
Okay. So 3 successes. That's pretty good. We'll say you take a point of stun.
Okay.
Just general fatigue, but nothing too severe for you.
Yeah, just some chilly hands.
Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, you'll get to your destination, your scouted place with not much issue, although the climb up might be a bit rough because everything is now frozen over.
Yeah.
And it's still kind of dark, colder. I assume you got lights though.
Yeah. I've got my fancy helmet. It's got lights and all kinds, pretty much any kind of vision I could want.
Graphic vision.
Yeah, it's got thermo, and I've got at least probably a flashlight on me just in case.
Okay.
Or a headlamp or whatever.
Yeah, you can have those in your armor pretty easy.
Yeah.
Just a little light.
Or if
I
not,
will.
whatever. I grab a flashlight from the house before I leave.
Yeah. We will go for a climbing test. Nothing too difficult. I just want to make sure you can get up there without any real issue.
Okay.
I believe it. Climbing's a skill, isn't it? Or would it just be gymnastics?
Climbing is a skill. I do not have it.
Oh.
So I have all of the ones I don't have hidden. Show all. Let's see. I do not see climbing.
I guess it would be gymnastics for a climbing test. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
If there is. And
Situational modifiers.
let's put that at a -3 due to all accounted for conditions. All right. 4 successes. You will be on your way up just fine.
Then.
Let's see. So you got 3 successes on your test to get here. So you probably weren't delayed too much getting here, and you left what, about 4:30 or so?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll be there with time to spare before the doctor leaves, we'll say, you get there about 6:40ish, close to 7.
Okay. With my climb up, do I just get higher up on like a fire escape, or
There's roof access.
there's roof access? Okay.
So you can make your way all the way up without too much issue.
Then I will do so. Just quickly taking like a look around on the roof. Is there a way down into the building from the roof access, or do I have to use the fire escape to get down if I need to?
Yeah, there's a door.
Okay.
We'll door to go down.
All right. Then I will do my best to scoop snow out of a spot and make myself a little dugout where I can take a good look at that building. And I guess first order of business would be get the Desert Strike assembled, put all together out of its carry case. And then if there are any like windows or rooms or apartments or whatever it is in this condo that I can see into, particularly any of them that have lights on, like someone getting up and getting ready for work, I start going on the checklist.
Alright, yeah, there's definitely a few lights on. So the building is probably about 12 stories tall.
Okay.
I mean, the one you're on is pretty close to that as well. I'd call it about 8.
All right.
So the windows that you can see, they're all kind of they're fairly spaced out from one another. The basic blueprint you got was that each floor is dedicated to like 2, maybe 3 closer to the ground, 2 condos per floor higher up you go.
Okay.
At some point there. So yeah, the windows tend to be really spaced out to, privacy and
Yeah.
all that. And yeah, there's a few lights on. It's likely that the doctor is on one of the higher up floors.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming, either penthouse or at least near the top or something like that. But
yeah.
I mean,
So let's see. Snow's coming down fairly well.
coming
Hard.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming down. So when you're looking for him, well, that is going to be a perception. See what you can find. And ooh, we'll go with another -3.
Okay. Where is there a shortcut button for perception? I don't think so.
It's a skill.
Oh, duh. It's been so long. Ugh, -3.
Oh.
Oh, it's a success, but it's a glitch.
Look at that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
One success, but it's a glitch.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not a critical glitch, but it is a glitch.
yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's see what's most appropriate for that. Well, okay, so you have the minus because of snow. There's a lot of snow, hard to see. So, I assume you're looking through a scope, or are you using like just magnification on your helmet?
Let me double check the helmet. I'd probably be using the vision magnification on the helmet.
Okay.
Then, yeah, because I do have it on the helm. I'd be trying to save my poor gun from the terrors of nature.
Man. A glitch. No. So many choices.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see. So you're looking. We're gonna say. While you're looking, once you've settled in, you got your stuff ready. You're just scouting out the area. As you start to pick out like movement patterns through the windows, the storm picks up like real bad. Just you can't see the building at all currently.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, the wind howls. You can almost feel the temperature drop as any bit of sunlight that was coming through just disappears as clouds pick up. And you're snowblind.
Snowblind.
It's just a wall of white wind.
Well, bollocks. Well, okay, so there's a door that leads up to roof access, right?
Yeah.
There's probably fat chance that leads like into someone's apartment. It's probably just like out into like a stairwell that connects to the lobby. All right. Well, if there's no way I can see the building, there's no point in really camping out up here, freezing my ass off. So, I guess I will get my stuff then, and I'll head over towards the door, and I will check to see if the access door is locked.
It is locked. The lock is manual lock.
Okay, so it's not anything fancy. Then, if it's not anything fancy, I think... Do I have lockpicking?
You certainly do. Seems. Look at that.
Where is it? I can't see it.
It's under engineering skills.
It's under
On the sheet.
engineering skills. I do. Then I will. Yeah, I will be nice to the door, and I will lockpick it instead of just monoblading the lock.
Okay.
So I'll pick it and see if I can slip inside the building, probably where it is warm and not storming outside.
Yes, you will not be subject to it within there. Let's see, that is an agility test. So, it's cold, but you're bundled up. -2 for just general difficulty of being as
Conditions.
precise. Yeah. No problem. 5 successes. No problem. You
No
get
ones.
through it really easy, actually. I get quickly, and that's the important part.
Yeah. And open it up and quietly move inside and see what's on the other side.
Yeah, we'll do a sneaking test. See how quiet you are. I don't expect this will go too badly.
No. Negative at all?
Just another -2.
Ooh,
Well.
ooh, ooh. Okay, not a
2
glitch, but 2
successes.
successes.
Okay. Alright, yeah, okay. Okay, go on about your business.
All right. What's it look like on the other side here?
It does lead to a stairwell. It's kind of just like as soon as you step in, it's this outcropping in the roof that is really just there to protect the stairwell, so you can go up and down. It smells a lot like sawdust. You know, there's a lot of construction going throughout the building, and this leads into. It's like an open. You know when a building has the spiral staircase, and it's just big. Maze of stairs going up, and it's just a straight drop down the middle. It's like that. Very, very tight. Tight going up. So most of the building is dedicated to actual flooring and not the staircase. And you can see there's several doors leading out into the other halls. It's
Okay.
peering down, you can see like the remains of renovation crews. Gear.
How far, like the next door that leads into the stairwell, how far down is it from the top where I am?
Probably just a flight, like 1 flight of stairs down.
Okay.
Yeah. So like roof access would be 9th floor. You'd just be going down to the 8th for that. I guess technically it's like you're just in the stairs section.
Yeah, I'm kind of imagining how like stairwells in hotels are.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's a bit more open,
Okay.
but because you can just see to the bottom, but yeah, it is separate off from all the
Okay,
homes.
but it's like someone would have to deliberately come into this stairwell and then come up to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty echoey, like these rooms. They're parts of the building usually are. So odds are you'll hear someone before you see them.
Okay. Then... Well, then I'm gonna... I've probably got my comlink on. What am I looking like for time?
Time it is. Let's see. So you got there. 6:40. Say it's 7:20.
Okay.
Or yeah. Get my times mixed up now. Yeah, 7:20.
Okay. Well, chances are, if the storm is going nutty, I cannot see him, but they will not be able to see the road to leave. Did it look like? Is there anyone still currently living in the building, or is it?
So you would have been able to. A lot of the upper floors would be vacant right now because of the renovations. They're doing the upper floors. So yeah, there are people, but that's more like the first 3 floors.
Okay.
So yeah, you're good as far as that goes. As long as, assuming there aren't any squatters, which isn't very common, Bellevue, or at least this part. Yeah, you are good. There's nobody that you can hear or see immediately.
Then I will progress down. I will do my best to keep the rifle concealed under my probably
Yeah, that's not an easy thing to hide.
No, it's not, but it's better than just flat out carrying it in front of me and walking into, what's her face from room 52.
Okay.
Yeah, and just slow, quiet, listening as I go, and I'll move down to the next vacant floor down one.
So floor 7 or 8?
We'll start with 8.
Okay.
Is it locked?
No, you can just head out of the stairwell.
Okay, then I do so.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is mostly just hall. It's just a hallway with like a bunch of doors to apartments.
Okay.
It kind of like there's turns, like it's going around the building.
Is this one of the pretty heavy duty like renovation floors?
Not this one. You can see where they've been prepping for it, but it's like they haven't gotten into it yet. This one, it's mostly just empty. Hasn't been cleaned in a while. There's like just dust and debris from them probably moving some equipment around.
Okay.
Some of the carpets have been torn up.
Is there are there any of the doors open, or like a door that hasn't been set into a frame somewhere on the floor?
Well, let's find out. Yes, there's one.
Okay.
One where the door is in and everything, but there's no lock. There's no handle.
Okay,
So
so yeah, it's just the hole.
Yeah.
Peek through the doorknob hole, or where the hole in the door where the doorknob probably would be installed.
It's just It's like a studio apartment, barren.
Is there
There's
a
not
window?
even car. There is a window.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it happen to be on the same side of the building that I was looking at before?
Low or high?
Low.
It is not.
Damn it. Then I will.
There are windows like throughout, like at the ends of the halls here. So one of them you can find. It might not be the best angle, but you can, see in that general direction.
Then I will take up a spot there, and well, do my best to just keep an eye. All I can really do is keep an eye on it, and hopefully wait for the weather to lapse at least a little bit to either get a good look at him in the building or leaving the building. There's not really much.
Okay. So from here,
Unless I want to try to jump him, by hand once he gets out there, which I do not fancy doing with Knight Errant about. Yes.
Interesting.
Seems like a remarkable way to be shot by the police.
Yeah. And if you know anything about Knight Errant, they are not above shooting people.
No, they are not. They're not as bad as Lone Star, but they are definitely no saints.
No. No, they're not. So let's see. From where you are, you could probably see the entrance. Yeah, you can see the entrance to that nice condo building, kind of the lobby area. There are some teams working to just clear the entry, open it up.
Okay. Do they look like actual workers, or is it like Knight Errant doing it?
They appear to be real employees. Yes.
Okay.
There are, well, all the cars outside are like snowed over, so you do have people kind of working through, but trying to get their cars free. There are no tracks in the roads.
Okay. So probably means grid is most likely down, or at least on the fritz. Okay,
Yeah.
then I will get the rifle all set and squared, and use its scope and whatnot to, generally get nice and lined up with the door. Get like it's got a bipod and whatnot, so I can set it where I want
Okay.
it, and then I can scan with the helmet separately. But I want to, if I have the time, to get the rifle set up where I would be able to easily take a shot if he appears all of a sudden on his way to work.
Yeah, no, you'd have some time. Looking around, especially through the scope, you can see some knights errant kind of going back and forth. Just like two officers going back and forth. It looks like they are trying to free up some cars from the snow. And one of them is just constantly like on a comm call with somebody.
Okay.
You just see him kind of like scanning out and like just like looking out at the snow and shrugging a lot, like, I don't know what to do about this.
As far as like, is there very clearly like a car that they look like they're trying to free?
Yes, there's 3 cars they're working on.
What are they looking like? Like sedans, SUVs, like what?
We'll say 1 sedan, 2 SUVs ish. the bigger vehicles are probably knights errant.
Okay.
Kind of get the impression that they're knight errant vehicles once they start clearing more of the snow off.
Okay, then I load APDS into the rifle. Just in case.
That's a good choice.
Just in case.
Can't go wrong with APDS.
No. All right. I guess I just keep watching them. Like, clearly, if there are knight errant officers out front, he's here still.
It's a safe bet.
So yeah, I'll just kind of monitor progress, I guess, and see if they actually manage to get the cars out or what's going on with this. Bide my time. Patient hunter gets the prey.
That's right. Let's see what the dice say. Right. So so from your new position, you've been able to watch the lobby entrance area pretty undisturbed. I mean, obviously there's still it's like harder to see, right? But it's not it's not as bad as
it was.
And now it seems like the storm is abating a little. The snow isn't stopping, but it's calming down, and
it's not snowing sideways.
No, it is not. And the officers' attempts to free their cars has finally yielded results, lasting results. Important part there, because for a bit there they would clear. Because you've been watching this area for it was like a half an hour, and they would clear an area off, and
yep,
it just pile back up. It's like, oh, the windshield's clear. No, it's not. Okay. So yeah, they cleared out cars. You can see that they've started running. There's just a bit of area, a bit of that like around the edge of the car. It's gotten hot and the snow is like melting just there.
Okay.
And biggest part of this is some of the street cleaning crews have come around, so you can actually make out where the road is and where it's supposed to go, even if you can't quite see it. The snow has been piling up too quick for that.
Okay.
But right now, yeah, things have calmed down.
Have any more knight errant personnel shown up, or is it still just these two guys?
2 more have come out, and they're helping with one of their cars. It seems like it's 2 men per car. And then there is the one, like he's individual. At some point he disappears back inside. He finishes his comm call. It looks like he heads back inside. The entrance area is mostly clear of snow now. You could walk out. You can see the stairs and everything just fine. And sure enough, after the officers have really started like getting shit together and getting the sedan going as well, it's a very nice looking car, but it's nice, but otherwise like there's no real remarkable features. It's just good shape, nice model, but you could lose it in a crowd of similar cars pretty easy.
Okay. How are the cars arranged? Are they like all curbside, like parallel park style? Are they pulled into like
Yes,
stalls? How?
they're parallel parked on the.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
All right. I'm just trying to think if this goes poorly, if I can maybe deal with the car in the lead. It'll keep the other ones from pulling out through the snow. Okay.
Yeah, the roads are as clear as they're gonna get, but
Fair.
being an experienced driver or anyone with common sense, nobody's gonna be going very fast on these roads.
Yeah.
Um, so, yeah, it's not too much longer before you see the guy who was on the comm call before. His outfit was notably a little more, spruced up. He
Yeah.
seemed to be like the
Posh.
lieutenant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've probably had enough dealings with knight errants to recognize officer.
Yeah.
That's him. He returns and he has a man in tow. And in tow with the man, whom he's decked out in winter gear, he has a drone, a flying drone, just kind of hovers behind him.
Okay.
That would be a good calling card on who this guy is. He's got a pretty fancy looking drone. And when he comes out, all the other knight errant, they're like throwing doors open for the sedan for this guy.
All right. Well, did I line it up and pretty much I had the rifle set, so as soon as he comes into view, I start trying to line up the shot, and how far is it from the lobby to the cars?
From the lobby to the cars, we'll go with an even 500 feet.
500 feet. Okay. I probably wait until he's 200 feet from the lobby door before I'll take a shot.
Alright. Let's see.
Okay, and I have to remember what pre-edging a roll does.
That lets you benefit from exploding dice, I believe.
Yeah, I think pre-edging a roll is I think it's exploding dice, and does it remove the limit?
Yes, it does remove your limit. There's a toggle at the top of the sheet for edged rules.
Switch to pre-edged rolls. Switch to GM only rolls. Pre-edged rolls.
Yeah, I believe the GM rolls would send your rolls directly to me.
Well, yeah, no point.
If the need ever comes up. I don't imagine it.
A pre-edged roll, so I can click that, and then I can go down to... By the weapon is a complex action with this ammunition. What does the desert... What's the desert strikes firing? Is it semi-auto? I forget.
Appears to be, yeah.
Yeah, semi-auto. Complex action with a semi-auto is a 3-shot, isn't it? It's a burst?
Yeah, it's burst for that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, then I'll start dropping shots down at him. big's the clip? I gotta check. 14. Okay.
It's a big clip.
Yeah.
For a sniper rifle.
It is, yeah. Then, yeah, I'll do a complex action and fire off a burst at him, and I'm going to pre-edge the roll.
Alright. I'm not even making the roll, and I'm, like, feeling the tension.
Yeah. Situational modifiers?
Let's see.
It's...
This distance probably isn't severe enough for a scoped in sniper rifle. Let's see. Long arms. Yeah. So that's not an issue, because you're basically just across the street and up some floors. So that's an issue. Visibility is kind of rough, but not too. We'll go light, so -2. That's good enough.
-2. Okay,
Too
I
severe.
clicked the edge thing in the top, so hopefully this works correctly.
Yeah, that worked.
Right?
But
Did it work? Oh, I mean, I got a success. Ugh.
that is a success. It is a surprise, so he doesn't get much chance to defend. So we'll see. Let's see, defense. This one is surprise. They don't get a defense roll or a dodge roll on a surprise attack, do they?
I do not believe he gets a chance to dodge on a surprise, but he obviously still gets a chance to soak.
Right, and we've got, what's the AP?
-8.
-8, alright. Whew.
And it does 13 physical. No bonus damage, because obviously I didn't get any extra successes.
Okay. -8. -8. I mean, yeah, it's a sniper rifle.
It's a sniper rifle with armor-piercing rounds put in it.
Rounds. Okay. Whew.
I don't care how cyber-weared you are. I'll fucking shoot through your engine block.
Yeah, let's see. So he's got not a lot to work with here. Yeah. Okay. Not a lot. All right. That was 13 damage. Yeah. Yeah, he goes down. He goes down pretty hard.
Okay. I'm scoped in on him. How does he go down like I dropped him like he's done so, or like where does it look like I caught him?
Well, there's a big hole in his chest.
Okay.
And you can see like split layers of, his suit and his parka or whatever. It's not looking good.
Okay, then
his drone immediately whirs up with some intimidating looking flashing red lights, and all of the knight errant are scrambling for cover.
Yeah. I'm guessing one of the knight errant guys was like with him.
Yes.
Does I'm not going to fire again immediately, because I don't want to shoot cops.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's like going like trying to get him moving or anything. Does he look like he's or Or is there some kind of response when the knight errant officer is
Let's see.
like trying to get him moving?
Okay. This guy is important. We'll let him do an edge and see how that goes. Yeah. He's not moving on his own, but the officer is making an attempt to get him up, and like he's like, I don't know, putting a hand over the wounds. The guy is, the doctor. He's not doing good at all, by any stretch of the imagination. But he's not quite dead yet.
Is he getting? How is he getting him up in a way where I could take a shot without hitting the officer? Is he like fireman carrying him, or is he like putting an arm over his shoulder and like dragging him to the car?
That one.
That one?
Yeah, he's kind of.
They're doing this.
Him.
Yeah, the side by side support.
Yeah, and they've got so there's 5 officers total. And the lieutenant is with the doctor already. They've got three more of the grunts. They're like looking for you now because and they've got one more guy coming to help the lieutenant with the doctor.
Okay, the rifle is silenced, by the way.
Okay.
I will take another just simple action shot at the doctor then, so I hopefully don't clip the lieutenant. If I do, too bad, so sad, but the last thing I need is getting pinned for killing a knight errant officer. So I'll do one more.
All right. Same -2.
Okay. I'm not going to edge this time either. So hold on, let me turn that off. Fire the weapon. Simple action with this ammunition. Same -2.
He is not going to be able to dodge. So, only need to get a
Don't
success.
glitch.
Okay. Yeah, no glitch. That's good. 3 successes. I'll give the lieutenant the mildest, the most basic chance to do anything. Just, yeah. I don't expect much. See, yep. No. No.
Okay.
Soak. -8. Okay. I'm gonna roll percentile die just to make sure that this doesn't clip through, go out one end and into someone else's.
It may.
It very well could. Let's see. Gotta get my.
I do believe with how that works though, the AP is spent passing through. The AP doesn't count twice. So if he's wearing armor, and say he's wearing like 5 armor, the AP would chew through 5 of the AP, and then it would only be AP -3 if it hit the second person. I think that's how it works. If I
We're gonna go with that because I like the way that sounds.
I know for a fact it doesn't okay, it went through the first guy at AP -8. We're hitting the second guy at AP -8. No, that's not how it's.
Nah, I've seen enough firing tests to know that bullets don't handle passing through objects very well. Okay. All right. So the doctor. He gets hit, and it doesn't really matter how many soaks he rolls because he's definitely going to die on that. Yeah. That next shot. Like, NPCs don't have an overfill
No.
bar, but if he did, he'd definitely be dead.
Good.
So okay, let's see. Well, let's find out how this goes. Ooh. Huh. All right. We got a soak for the officer. Let's see. He has quite a bit of soak, so he should be okay. Hopefully for you. Let's see. Yes, there will be no AP on that. This guy's a lot of soak, actually.
Yeah, body armor helps.
Yeah. I mean, the doctor had armor, but
Yeah.
I mean, he did. But... Ooh, okay. Oh, all right. So there's no AP on and damage probably have dropped a bit. Okay, so yeah, you fire again. Bullet tears another hole through the doctor, who's
Okay.
looking a lot less like a person and more like a sack of meat now. He just falls down because as you hit him, the lieutenant carrying him also hits the ground. Although, well, there's a lot of blood, but you're not really sure whose it is. The officer, lieutenant, he's still moving when he goes down. So there's that. The doctor, no, that's it.
And I'm assuming with enough military experience, Wraith would know when you put two of those through someone, they typically don't get back up again.
No, if they're getting up, you have bigger problems.
Yeah. So then I'd watch through the scope for maybe another second, maybe.
Just to see them hit the ground.
Just see them hit the ground, make sure the shot was clean, and I actually hit him.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I have that confirmation, I immediately go into cleanup mode. So taking the rifle apart, putting it in the case, looking for 4 bullet casings. Because that's how many I shot.
Yeah. That won't be too hard to find.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you get your stuff cleaned up pretty easily, and well, let's see if these guys can even find you, or at least the location. No, if you double check out the window at all, which I assume is broken now.
Yeah, it probably would be. And once
why.
I was done, I would probably dial in with the helmet and maybe even switch over to thermal to check if they're running towards me or what they're doing.
So of the 4 grunts, 2 of them are helping. They're dragging the definitely rapidly growing cold body of the doctor away. Looking at him with thermal, you can see there were some like cyberware plates on him that you shot through, ripped apart.
Yeah.
So even if he had survived, that would have been very, very unlikely he would have gotten through to medical in this condition. But you know, better safe than sorry.
Better safe than sorry. Yeah.
The lieutenant's still alive, but he's being helped over to one of the police cars, armored SUV. You can tell it's armored now because it's bulky as shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've got the two other guys. They're looking around. You know, the basics of deduction tell them the shot probably came from above. They're just looking for where. Still.
Yeah, but again, it is also snowing, so
Yeah.
have fun with that, kiddos.
Yeah, not too.
Then yeah, if they don't have a beat on me immediately, then I get moving before they do.
All right.
And I go. It'd be easiest to go back up to the roof and then. How did I get up? Did I actually have to climb, or was there like fire escape that I can go down?
There was a fire escape.
Okay, and where is that in reference to them? Is it like close side, far side, what?
That'd be on the far side from them. You would be on the alley of the opposite side of the building that they're on.
Perfect. Then I head back up to the roof. Open the door, close behind me. I do not lock it behind me, but I do flick on ye chameleon suit before I make my way across the roof back over to the fire escape and then back down.
All right. And chameleon suit gives you
Chameleon suit +2 to limit on stealth tests, and I have thermal dampening 4 on it.
All right.
So I guess I should make a sneaky check. I'm guessing
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Okay.
We're not gonna call any negatives on this.
Okay.
Good enough.
The limit would be 9, but I didn't get close anyway, so.
Yeah. Let's see. So they now get to try and find you in this weather with wearing a chameleon suit.
Yep.
And traceless walk. Yeah, no, that didn't work.
Yep.
Yep. They're searching all over, but there's only 2 actively searching, so they're not covering a lot of ground. And you walk out into the open. You have no reason to not be confident in your ability to get by unseen.
Okay. Yeah, then I start hightailing it out of the area.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, it's unfortunate. It would have been nice to get other info, but with the way the weather is and whatnot, I think it's better to just get the damn job done.
Yeah. Let's see the weather. Speaking of the weather, gonna need another one of those body tests. on your way back.
Body times
but-
2.
Yes.
Limit is my physical limit.
Okay.
2 successes.
Yeah, not bad. Not good.
No.
Yeah, because weather is getting worse again. Hard to see, very cold, rough winds. So even with your protection, it's still, you're feeling the chill. Especially, you've been out for a while now.
Yeah. I was out for a while. I got a brief respite in the building, but other than that...
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter so much, but that will be 4 unresisted stun.
Which gives me a total of 5. Right? From the one from
Yeah.
earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Ow, that's half my stun. He's cold.
It is cold.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's mission accomplished.
Yep.
You only really had to fight the weather.
Yeah. I'll head back to my house. Renton, get everything packed away and crank the heat up.
Good idea.
Either the space heater or whatever. And I'll wait. Let's see. It was like 7 a.m. when this just happened. 7:30.
Yeah, right around there.
I'll wait until noon. Probably. Yeah, I'll wait until noon to contact Acheron, just to make sure, like, I'm laying low.
Okay.
Put my ears on, make sure I got out clean.
Yeah.
But if it seems like I got out clean, then I'll shoot the "it's done" to Acheron.
Let's see, traceless walk. Does that leave behind a signature? Astral signature. Can't remember.
Let me see. Ellie, you make no noise to contact the floor.
I don't know if it would say.
Minus.
Check.
You know, I'm not sure. I think Traceless Walk is in the base book, if I recall.
Yeah.
Let me look.